Can we finish it today, Jonah?
Yeah!
All we lack is the roof, the latches, and the paneling. We can finish it today. We can finish it in hopefully before breakfast. We've got the roof framing on, so let's put the latches on. Nobody's listening. We got the latches on.
I can't get
The carabiners fit nice.
It ain't going nowhere.
In a minute, I'm going to talk about all the different changes I've made to make the pretty much perfect mobile chicken coop
You got a new
even
mineral
better.
feeder.
But before we do that, let's put this roof on. Let's cut the paneling and then put it on the roof. Everybody's excited. I'm pretty sure we're done. How was the ride, guys?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah!
They were a little heavy, and it made me think, you know what? I need to move this wheelbase forward. The more you have the wheels forward, the more weight is going to be on the wheels versus the driver. I made this bar a little too high. I need to run it down the frame a little bit. I need to be starting like right here. I don't know how I misjudged that. It's like almost 6 inches off, so just go back down the pole a little bit. All right, now that it's done, or nearly done, just a few more tweaks. 20 things I changed about this near perfect mobile coop. These are things I've done to my chickshaw design to make it even better, Chickshaw 2.0. First, let's talk about the door. I decided to have the door pivot from the bottom of the frame instead of the top so that the ramp is not as steep. It's easier for the chickens to climb up. Also did legit cleats where those are the things that the chickens use to step and climb on. I made those wider, but also made them to where you don't have to go around and find scrap lumber. If you don't have it, you can use that, of course, but in the plans that I'll give away, they are actually cuts that you can make and put it in, so it's going to make it easier to build. I'm also very excited about this one. The previous design I had a lock on the top and the front. I'm putting 2 locks on the side because previously if the lock was in on the top and you open the door, the lock would hit the ground. Now with locks on both sides, not only is it double locked, it is protected from the ground. Now let's go inside the coop. I have a landing area made from the scraps that we used for the door, the leftover scraps, no extra cuts. Put it in the corner, and I have a landing area for a dust box. Before I had a dust box in there, but it kind of flop around because it didn't sit flat. Now it has a flat area to sit. It's not going to move around. The dust box, it stays dry under the coop, and the chickens can jump in there and take their baths and get rid of the mites. I installed a manufactured 2-spot mineral feeder, and we installed it strategically in an area not to take up any perching space. Now for the frame, the bones of the thing. I opted for 2x4s, corners, 2 in each corner. Before, I think only did a 2x2, one 2x2 in each corner. So we quadrupled the strength in each corner. We're doing more simple braces, no angle cuts, just straight cuts. So it's super easy to give you guys a parts list to go get and then to give you guys a cut list without all the angles. I added 2 more 2x4s across the floor so that then we could put the wheels on an axle underneath. In the previous model, our axle had to get mounted to the outside and it was just not as strong, didn't look as good. Now we got our wheels on an axle so they can simply and easily be attached to the outside of the frame without having a fender. Also for the door posts, I'm using 2x4s instead of just 2x2s because it offers a little more strength, but it also gives you more room for your latches and for nailing in your poultry wire, your 1/2-inch poultry wire. Because we mounted the axle to the frame, we needed to go across with our perches across the chicken coop instead of along the chicken coop. Now for the roofing, this will probably be the thing that you guys who build this will thank me the most for. We made this chickshaw the same height, 24 inches, all the way around. Before we had in the back 28 inches and it had a slope roof, but even here, like right here, it's on a slope. Rain's not gonna collect on that roof. Even if it's perfectly flat, it's gonna push itself off. It's not gonna be a problem. So much easier to build this way. It's just like a perfect little square cube thing. Another thing about the roof is I had it overhanging 4 inches everywhere on the last one. This time, I only have it overhanging in the back to protect the nest boxes from rain, but keeping it compact and not overhanging to help folks in protection of wind. We don't have a lot of wind problem here, but for most folks, this is certainly more streamlined and better equipped for heavy winds. The nest box. I'm already so excited about the nest box because it's self-cleaning. It's got the milk crates, you can pull those out, you could put them back in. If a chicken's broody in there, you could take that out and put them in their broody area, just replace it with another bin. I mean, just that is so exciting. Also, the milk crates, they have like already they already have spacing in it, about like that. You put hay or straw or paper shavings, whatever you're gonna use for your nesting material, and dirt naturally falls through there to the bottom. This whole thing is self-cleaning. 1-inch wire mesh in the bottom, completely self-cleaning. Before, I set the nesting boxes on top of a 2x2 frame, and they could kind of slide out. They sometimes would, not like all the way out, but it just wouldn't look good, you know, 2 or 3 inches, and then that material would get wet. And now I took advantage of the milk cart lip, and I put the milk cart in there and designed it so it would rest on its lip. It's further in, further away from the elements, and it rests on that lip so it's not gonna slide out. Furthermore, there's no before we had 1x4s under there holding it up, so there was maybe that much area underneath your nesting box that could catch dirt. That's gone, super smooth. The landing bar, this is a bar that, and we made it swivel so that you can, if you put it down for your chickens to jump up on and then they can get into their nesting box, or if your chickens are making a habit and they're perching inside the nesting box, or you want to get them out of there for any reason, maybe after the chickens have laid eggs, say you go out after lunch, you put up the swivel bar, but now we have a latch, super nice latch, that will hold that swivel bar in place so it won't accidentally fall down. And then the next morning, early in the morning, you go and release that so the chickens can get back up in there and get their eggs. You do that for a couple of weeks and you broke your chickens from perching in the nest box. Now, lastly, but not leastly, in the last section, the handlebar section. The front post, I think before I did a 2x2 support post and I mounted it to the bottom of the frame. Now, I'm doing a 2x4 and I'm mounting it up above the bottom of the frame so it has the support of the beam going across the 2x4, so it has 4 inches of extra support. I moved the handle in. Before, the handle was going all the way across the 6-foot span. To make the handle stronger, we brought it into about 4 feet. And so now the pole doesn't have to go as far, and it's really strong. Your handle section is really sturdy. I'm talking about the improvements, but the existing things, maybe that I didn't change, like this one feature, the handle. That's the handle. It's removable. Becomes the prop for holding that up if you need to get in there. If you need to get into the nesting box or service your minerals. Although I made it so you can service your minerals and your dust box from the door. So maybe to catch them or put chickens in here. Whatever, you might need to get in there somehow, you can open it. Oh, that made me realize I didn't mention the handle has pins now. So sometimes when I was moving it, a lot of times the weight of it when you were moving, it would keep it in place, but if you go on a really rugged terrain, sometimes the handle would fall out. Now we have pins, removable pins, so that won't happen. Also, I added a nesting box. Rule of thumb, 10 chickens per nesting box. We counted up the perches. I'm gonna rate this thing at 40 birds. That's a 9-inch area to perch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 perches across a 6-foot cube basically. I don't know, give or take a little because we lost some spot for the dust bath, so maybe 35, 36. How about 3 dozen chickens? Give them a little bit of extra. We've got 4 nesting boxes in there. I think that's it. This thing is pretty amazing. I've been using it for 2 years. This is new, like 20-ish, 21, 22 improvements that all together make this really outstanding. I'm really excited to start using it. Guys, I'm gonna give you the plans for free. Info on that down in the show notes. Thanks and good luck with it. I know hundreds of people have already built this. If you have Chickshaw 1.0, don't worry about it. Keep going, run it into the ground. It's not that bad. This is just a few tweaks here and there across the board. But if you need to get your chickens moving, a mobile Chickshaw, whether you're moving them every day, or twice a year, once a quarter, once a month, once a week, whatever, this is gonna help you. Wasn't that much to build, super simple. You don't need a tractor. You can move it yourself in Earth's Gym, get your workout, and go. I made some changes. I brought the wheel, you know, the closer you bring the wheels in, the easier it's gonna be for you to carry. And then I went and looked online. Rickshaws, where I got this idea from, the wheel is always in the middle distributing the weight. Now wait a minute, they could topple over. It could topple over if all the chickens race to the back. That could happen, and if that happens, we'll install kickstands that hinge up, and we can put the kickstands when it's in place. But I don't remember a time when all the chickens went to the back, so let's try it. And let's try it now to see if it's lighter. You guys, did I carry you? I carried Josiah and Gideon.
Yeah.
Who else did I carry?
Nobody else.
Okay, let me try it. I was gonna have to move the bar down, but now that we're pivoting from the middle of the shaw, I don't think I need to. It's about waist height. That's where I want it to be. Oh my gosh, it's a big difference. Because see, their weight is going towards those wheels. Now you get in, Jonah. The test is, can I pull you guys up this hill? The other one. This is the test. This is about as steep as we'll ever climb with it. Lily, we putting you in there?
He's getting in there, guys.
Wait, you're gonna try to pull us all kids and me?
Yeah. That'll be 500 pounds, Papa.
Oh, okay. You think I'm not big?
Huh? Okay, get on. Hard. Okay. Ready, guys? Yeah. Whoa! In there.
Dang! Wait, you want Mom to get in there?
Yeah.
Wait, and me? You think you can pull me and Mom?
Maybe.
Mom, I think that's game changer. That wheel right in the middle. Obviously.
Okay, let's see if I can.
Mom's in there.
It's like 800.
800, Becky. It went from 500 to 800 when you got in here.
I'm afraid. Oh, God.
Wow. 200 plus what are you, Becky? That's like almost 500 pounds.
I'll get you some water.
Jonah, good job. You pulled 500 pounds.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can get out of this.